Graham, good evening. Thanks very much for your time. We all know that your industry has been in trouble in the last while, but from what various government officials and politicians are telling us, you have turned the corner, have you?
Good evening, Vuyo. Good evening, viewers. Turning corner is a difficult statement. Manufacturing out in the industry at the moment is quite a dismal place to be. But we've noticed through the many years that there are successful methods, processes that you can apply. Prestige Clothing turned, the wholly owned manufacturing unit of TFG turned 30 in February. That growth has gone through being a micro business in 1989 with 6 people, through being a small business, a medium business, and a large business. Now, it didn't get there just because it had people, walls, and machines. It got there because it invested in people, and it got to understand what its customer wanted. And that investment in people was critical to our success. I mean, we've traveled quite extensively. We've looked at best practices all over our country and in the world, in the globe. We've discovered that wherever you find ordinary people sitting on globally advanced machinery with great skills and having been provided with the right methods and world-class processes, you get high efficiencies. And those efficiencies is what we are proud to have achieved in our value chain. The TFG value chain today has some of the most effective and efficient processes that we could deploy.
Well, I mean, there were allegations that part of the problem was just how inefficient many of you were. So in your instance, in your case, what exactly did you do? I mean, when you went around collating all this information, I mean, what did you come back and then what did you do with the information that, with what you discovered?
Well, as I said, for us it was a simple process. We took our great people, we provided them with the right skills, we gave them world-class machinery, and then we poached very advanced processes from the auto industry. The auto industry is one of the most advanced manufacturing processes globally. It's world-class, and we've morphed a lot of those. And what that's ultimately meant is that we've been able to offer our retailers a far better value package than they would have been able to get elsewhere. And we're competing. We built a factory in Caledon. TFG invested heavily in that. They've invested heavily in the design center and in building a local supply chain. Now, that local supply chain has grown substantially over the last 5 years. 5 years ago, it produced 3 million garments. Today, it's producing 9 million garments. 22% of all of TFG's retailers' production is made in South Africa, and we're very proud of that. The forward projections show that that's going to grow between 40 and 50% over the next 5 to 6 years. Already that local apparel value chain that includes mills, it includes dye houses and print houses, employs over 6,500 people. We believe that's going to grow to substantially more in the future, creating further jobs. And there's only a reason for that. The big reason is the value offering that we offer our retailers.
What has been the government's specific contribution to the levels of confidence you are displaying and the various projections that you are making?
Well, it's a substantial investment. I mean, TFG's partnered with all the stakeholders, from the CTVL CETA and their team, Faleng Yendi and her team, making sure that we had a sizable assets at our disposal. I mean, they're open to the entire community at large. We've written good projects with them that would advance. Danea and her IDC team, she heads up the clothing, textile, footwear, leather desk. Their engagement with us has been very positive over the years. Government's been there at almost every single angle. I think some of the problems is that not everybody is aware of the how. It's more about what we have and what we want to get. We know exactly what it is we want to do. We put our projects in, and we substantially back those with employment. And it's because we have backed those with real employment, and we've proved that we've employed correctly, that TFG has been so successful.
That's where we're going to leave it. Thanks very much for your time this evening, Graham Choice, who is the head of the TFG Design Center of the Foschini Group.